Hi, my name is Madeline and this is Metamorphosis. Today I want to share some lessons and reflections that I've accumulated over the past year and a half since I woke up to plants and decided to start caring for them. Patience. Patience has been my biggest lesson, learning to be patient with the plants. Understanding that any kind of change to the plant's environment is something that you have to allow time for it to get acclimated to. Bringing them home, finding a good spot for them where you think it might get sufficient light, and even if you just give it a day, you might see some plants are really good at telling you when they're not happy with the environment that they've been placed in. Attention. You really have to learn to pay attention to your plants. Get to know them. How do they feel when the soil is wet versus when it's dry? How do their leaves look when they're watered versus when they're ready to be watered? Just watch them. Learn the basics. And what I mean by this is light, water, and airflow. What I consider the basics are sufficient light for the plant, making sure it has enough water, and making sure you let it dry out as it needs, and airflow. Learning the basics ties into being patient and paying attention. You bring a plant home, you're changing the whole environment. Wherever it was before, it's not there anymore. So now it has to acclimate to where you put it. That's where you need to pay attention to it. You should notice how light the pot feels. Paying attention. Is it too dry? Like, are the leaves droopy? Maybe it does need water. That's paying attention to the basics. And airflow, I've mentioned before, adding amendments to the soil. That was key, I found, adding perlite and orchid bark or other amendments to their soil to increase the airflow to the roots. And so I've been doing that for every plant, and that seems to be working fantastically. They're thriving. Yes, I'm gonna stop. Sorry, not to pat myself on the back or anything, but I'm tickled that they're living and appear to be thriving for the most part. Adaptability. Plants adapt. Back to number one, be patient. Some plants will thrive in a new environment. Like sometimes you'll bring a plant home and it'll just take off. Other times it'll be trial and error. Other times you don't know what it is that you did wrong, and that's okay. You have to adapt as well and understand that you have good intentions. Know for yourself that you have good intentions. You should have good intentions. I don't know why I'm going on a rant about this. I'm going to keep going. Resilience. Things will go wrong. This is just part of the journey. Plants can teach us a lot if we let them. Stay strong. Next, we have nutrients in moderation. Also, again, remember I'm new to this. Just a year and a half in. It took me about a year before I decided to start playing with fertilizers or plant food. I got the stuff earlier than that, but I was afraid of hurting the plants. And I understood that fresh soil already had nutrients, and also that you don't know how much a plant has been fertilized when you purchase it. So you don't want to bring it home and immediately start fertilizing it. That's what I was telling myself at any rate. Confidence. Over time, instincts grow. If your plant makes it through a season, your confidence will increase. And you will have plants that make it through several seasons and then go to shit. Lessons to be learned. Go back to resilience and adaptability. You will get better at plant care. You will get better at anything you do repeatedly over time, especially if you're interested in learning how to do it. What I found really made a difference for me was giving myself the permission to learn, to be a beginner. The decision I made was, what if I try? I had killed a ton of plants before, and there were some that had made it by chance, and there was a distinctive one that made it in spite of me. And then I decided, what if I try? I got 3 plants from Home Depot, I think, and one of them made it, and it's beautiful. And in asking myself, what if I try? That's what made the difference right there. So patience, attention, the basics, adaptability, resilience, nutrients, and confidence are the biggest lessons that I've learned so far. What about you? If you care for plants, what's the number one lesson that you've learned so far? I'd love to read about it in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you next time. This all started with just one plant. Now there's well over 150 of them. It's 180 plus. It's at least 186. Enough. That's as much as I'm counting. I regret nothing. My name is Madeline, by the way, and this is Metamorphosis. I also got into bonsai about a year ago, and that has come with its own set of lessons. I have just gone plant crazy, and I love it. The joy that I'm getting from plant care, I just can't put words to it. Very thankful for it.